Hey everybody, Scotty the Trainer here. Thank you so much for joining me here at our base of operation in Dublin, Ohio. A little bit later, going to be heading up to Mansfield, doing some consulting and training there. And things are opening up, still continuing to speak. I don't mind the Zoom speaking. I'm able to still be at home, dressed for business up top and pajama bottoms on the bottom, but it's good to get back out amongst the people. And something I just wanted to touch on real quick here is the other week I was coming back from a speaking engagement, and there were, I was listening to the radio the night that the demonstrators knocked over the George Washington statue and then wrapped the American flag around it and set it on fire. And then I also was listening the night that they were trying to knock over the statue in Washington, and the demonstrators were not able to do it. And then finally, to the talk show's surprise, they said, they finally have worked together and pushed this statue over, and they did get it pushed over. And so what was happening were the demonstrators, protesters, whatever you want to label them, they were pulling on one side and pulling on this side. But what they found out was a monumental truth, that when they all got in one area and started working together, they were able to bring the monument down. Now, I'm not talking about the need for removing monuments, and I'm certainly not talking about the need for replacing monuments. All of that's a different time, different situation. What I want to talk about is the concerted effort that went into it. It's amazing, as people, we get more done, whether it's something as whether you agree with it or not, whether it's something as simple as working together to bring a statue down, or whether it's people working together to accomplish greater things for the community, which I think is what we should be doing. We should most definitely be working together to put these ideals and ideas to work together. Enough of the division, enough of segregating, enough of you have to be in this corner and that corner. We tried it. It didn't work, because at the end of the day, we're not a color, we're a people. At the end of the day, we're not a color, we're a people. And I have been conveying that over and over and over again everywhere that I've gone as opportunities come. And so I wanted to drop something on you real quick here. In the book of Genesis, and you can read this for yourself, in the book of Genesis, there's a story there where we can grasp a quick truth. The people came together to build a tower called Babel. And their goal was to build a tower so that they could peer in and basically look over God's shoulder to let him know how they thought he was doing. And in the book of Genesis, that story tells us that God said, the people are of one mindset, and nothing shall be withheld from them. In other words, they could build that tower. They could have made it to the heaven. They could have looked over God's shoulder. So there was division that was brought among them, and they dispersed in the different languages. But then, if you go to the New Testament and you read Acts chapter 2, you will find that people with diverse languages and people with different mindsets came together, and they were brought together to evangelize, or basically help the community. So when we come together to try to tell God or the universe how to do his job, then there's no way that we're going to be together. But when we come together to help our fellow man, no matter what color they are, Because remember, at the end of the day, we're not a color, we're a people. And that's what we should be working together. And I believe that when we put our mindsets together at that point, nothing will be held from us. We can come together. I mentioned in a previous video that the problem with America is the bridge is out. We need some bridge builders, because just like this lake that's right here, if I build a bridge over it, the bridge doesn't make the lake go away. It just allows a passageway. It acknowledges the lake is there, but it allows a passageway for me to get across. And that's what it is. Prejudice is not a bridge. Prejudice never helps anybody. I can acknowledge a different culture. A different culture can acknowledge me. And though we may not agree on everything, we can build a bridge close enough that we can get together and do something for our fellow man. Just a few thoughts. I'm Scotty the Trainer.